So what we have here is the channel page for the YouTube supplement, primarily for the color theory class. There are some other supplements available at this time, but over recent time I have kind of shifted to where I teach only color theory when that's possible. And that's been my preference for some time now. And so most of these resources are relating to color theory. We're also going to talk briefly towards the end, if there's time, about Dropbox, which is a new resource that I've started to work on as of winter 2011. We'll get to that at the end, time permitting. So when we're looking at the channel page here, typically you'll have a video. It's usually something that's fairly recent. In this case, it was up a few days ago. I think we're on the 18th here. It also lets you see how many views it's had. So I'm glad to see that so many of you are interested in this video with 4 views. It is relating more to last week. We haven't really had a design assignment yet, so I do have to give it some time to have it share. But as we kind of scroll down the page before we get to some of the more important aspects, it gives you some basic information, nothing too critical there. You also get to see recent activities, so kind of what's going on. Earlier this morning I posted a response to a draft. Yesterday, assignment for week 1. There were some posts. You get to see some subscriptions, and the subscriptions here on the other channel, particularly the other channel, these are video sites for some other professors who have willingly shared their information. So I think it would be nice to send them a thank you if you get a chance and you use their resources and you appreciate what they've done. Some of them have been around for much longer. Some of them new, but it's important to give them all, take a look at what they're doing. It's nice to get different opinions of what's going on. I think that's one of the great things, that we're all able to share what we're working on at this time. Some comments going on here right now. I'm using this section really to only give you updates, not really a good place to kind of send me comments if you want a fast response. If you want to send some general posts about things you want to see, I might check it in a month or so. It took me about a month to respond to this student before I realized that somebody actually made a comment, and that was possible when I had set this up. I forget that I leave these things on sometimes. But I'll send announcements. This was an announcement that I had started to change how the site was being used. I'm starting to remove older videos. I do this in July. So if you want your video comments for some reason, go ahead and save them. But they're there for you to look back on if you need to for any reason, and they're easily accessible. I don't have it to where they're restricted to where you can't send them to a friend if you want. If you're having trouble with it for some reason, it's set up in a format that you can share them with anybody you need to for any reason. Also, I set up about a week ago, it appears that there's a Twitter account now that you will get updates about when the videos are posted. So basically, this recent activity is fed straight to Twitter, saying, so there's no longer a need for you to check in the class to say, did I respond to your assignment? Now you know. I hope it will become something that's effective and getting more timely responses, because now you'll know that something is posted for you. I may reconnect this to Facebook. It was in the past this was done. It ended badly. Let's say this is not meant to be a social choice. This is meant to be something that's to promote the class functionally, and hopefully this comment section can stay that this is a functional aspect that adds to the class, and I really want to keep it that way. Right now, this is the subscribers. As of winter 2011, I'm encouraging new students to add themselves as subscribers, so that maybe that you can connect with other students. Also, for a way for me to connect to you if I need to about feedback for the videos, because these are typically the ones that are more active in using the videos. It's clear that not everybody's using them. I do have a lot of information on views. I can talk about that more individually with students. But let's look at the videos, because that's really why you're here. this is the favorites. These are typically the more common videos, and let's go ahead and look at them. There's different options for how you look at this. This is basically the player view. You can play it here and watch it. There's typically a lot of videos now in high def, so that if you have it on a bigger TV or a bigger screen, that it's a higher quality. I've made a concerted effort to try to improve that. Over time, I'm making efforts to try to improve sound. That seems to be an elusive issue still at this time, but we're working on that as well. But let's look at this in grid view for favorites. So this is quite a range of videos, and some of these, while something like this has 478 views, this is pretty much an older video. It's been around for a while. Obviously, it's going to have more videos, more views, but that doesn't mean something else. Tones progressing to a darker value. I mean, that's pretty essential to color theory. If you're taking color theory and you haven't seen that video, even if we're past week 1, I mean, that's a video that you should be watching. That's going to relate to a lot of what we do throughout the course. As time goes on, I do adjust these. Sometimes a video that shouldn't be here gets in. I usually fix that pretty quickly. Not too often do videos get in here that shouldn't be. This is talking about assignment 3 of week 1. I probably will re-edit this and retitle it. You could probably see that, but these videos temporarily stay here when something kind of really important happened. That's simply what happened here with this. This was this video that's called Unique Shapes, which doesn't seem to fit. Was originally one of these types of videos, and I just basically edited it to what I needed to be. So that's how some of these videos, when they don't say week 3 assignment, whatever it is, that's where these videos start to come in, is that they were for something else. They seemed to do the job very well. The initial feedback was good, or there was something in it that I felt was really important, and basically I'll just edit it and bring it back to you, just clarified. But this favorite section is really what you really need for software for the assignments. It's covering those basics. It's an understanding that in color theory that you're going to need to know the software. But this class doesn't cover software, so what I've done is tried to create this resource to help you get started. Now, the tutors and the short courses are there to really take you to that next level. This is really just to get your foot in the door, because really telling you to go to Adobe or the tutors or the short course or wherever you're going for resources and not giving you some basics, it's going to take you that much longer. For you to watch a 5-minute video on tools, you then have some terms about tools to look up, and your process is going to speed up exponentially. And basically what that allows me to do, in the end, this is all self-serving, because and I know that may sound bad in a way, but I want to talk about color with you. And so to do that, I need you to be able to use the software. And in the end, what happens is we both win, because you succeed in the course, I get to talk about color, and we're both very happy. And so essentially we have a situation here where we're both getting something we want, and hopefully it's succeeding at that. And the more feedback I get about this, the more I'm going to change the site, because in the end it really needs to serve you. I need to meet the software questions that you have, meet them adequately, and then so we can get to the color, because that's right now that's what I want to be doing, is focusing on the color theory. But over time, the less you come in, you're not required to have any software background, but you're also required to develop it on your own in the course. That's not always an effective solution. We have a lot of great resources. The tutors are great. The short courses are exceptional. But to speed this process up, the videos help. How effective they are, I don't know that yet, and I'm working on trying to figure that out. But on a basic level, I think they're doing a good job. I've seen improvements, and hopefully over time they'll keep getting better, and that's really the goal of all of this, is to get to a situation where the software is not an issue. We can focus on what we're doing with the color. We can really be creative in our application of color. make the assignments much more interesting, because even something like this, which is a template assignment, can be interesting. It doesn't have to be what a template assignment can be, which is kind of boring and mundane. I think in itself it can be something beyond that, and because this ties into assignment 3, so if you can really foreshadow where this is going in assignment 2 and do that well, I think that can be an interesting assignment in itself. And if you're struggling with the software, it's very hard to see that connection to assignment 3, and so those are problems that we're trying to address through this type of resource. So as I mentioned, these favorite section, this is basically your bread and butter of videos. This covers every tool that I have seen a student need to get through this course of color theory. So if you're going to start anywhere, start here, and that should help you, especially as you go to tutors, as you go to other resources. Another possible place that, if you have time, is go to the uploads, and then from here, what is usually accessible there's other videos. And so in a case like this, where you have something that's beyond that timeline that I've mentioned, this exceeds that 1 year limit, and while you're not seeing that it's over a year ago, I know this. Because I have waivers from certain students, I'm going to start asking students to sign those and see if they want to be more interested and more involved in this. These are students that had specific feedback that really they went to exceed the criteria and worked very hard on doing that. And in doing that, they've kind of involved themselves more with both the page and the course, and started to become a resource to others as well. So as basically a secondary result of creating this site, others have become involved in trying to contribute to it. So at this point, I'm going to start to try to also see if we can expand on that, because that's not something that's been explored very much, and I'm going to try to focus on that a little bit better than I have in the past. Right now, this has been very responsive, but in this area of uploads and uploading all videos, because as we saw, it's 891 videos. That's extensive. That's a lot of information for you to kind of sort through to figure out what you're looking for. But there's some organization here. We have the file naming system, so we know week 1 assignment 3. Obviously, you can tell these aren't color, these are perspective. So you can get some idea of other comments about your assignments. As this progresses, hopefully we can sort this down to some just specific comments, and then we can slowly phase out this entire all section. I think that would be ideal. So hopefully, if you're interested, let me know. We'll work on that as well. As I mentioned before, and let me just make sure. So we've covered the all. So this is your uploads. This is all the videos that are currently available. The favorites are the main videos that you should need. You can change your view, so if you want to watch them or see them in a grid pattern, that's pretty much ideal most of the time. If you're not sure what you're looking for, you have your player view, which is your main screen. Uploads, favorites again. If you want to subscribe to the page, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine as well too. You have your other channels. This is an excellent resource as well. I mentioned the Adobe, I mentioned the tutors, but this often gets overlooked when we're discussing that these resources are also available. She's mentioning she does foundation classes. This is foundation 111. I would imagine most of these apply to 115 as well, and I would have to check, since she doesn't have her name here. I would have to check who this is. Carrie, so I knew I had an idea who she was, but we can look into that. I definitely look into those a little bit more. The Dropbox is mainly files that are used in class. So if we bring another window up for you to look at, this is just a basic idea. Some of the files that are present, pretty wide range of files as you can see, but these are files at some point I post. Why I have elected to share them all at one time is that you have access to looking at them. So if you have a question that you would like to see an analogous example outside of the examples already posted, you can come here and look and say, is there one posted? For the harmonies, they're all posted. There's different color wheels posted. That's something that my current class is looking at. Lots of options.